What is going on, Spirits? Easeman here, and wow, this is an interesting year that just happened. So here we are. Today is the 1st of January 2021, and oh boy, 2020 was interesting. Yeah, we've got the whole beer virus in that. We're all locked down and stuff like that. Me and my girlfriend broke up and stuff like that happened later in the year, but yeah, 2020 was it was alright. Not, I think it was the worst year in that, especially like we're all like locked indoors in that. Which I'm kind of glad that we're all locked in that because you know what I mean. I'm always on my computer all the time in that. So actually, it's more of a blessing and a curse in that we're all locked up in that. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. But because of everyone locked in that, nothing was released in that, which especially now since I do my favorite games, movies, TV shows, anything like that. Yeah, that is kind of, I can't do that because everything that was supposed to come out this year and that either got delayed till this year, or is going to be switched to streaming services that my family hasn't switched to yet. Well, we are part of this on-demand thing in that has like some exclusive shows in that, but it's not like Disney Plus or Netflix and stuff like that. I think it's probably because we haven't paid a subscription in that, but yeah. But I mostly just pay for like people on Patreon and stuff like that. Well, free people at least. I don't really like do subscriptions either in that. So yeah. So anyway, obviously, but for like stuff like some important events in my life in 2020. Besides me getting locked down, I finally I don't know what I did 2020. Basically, just did the same things I do right now, but I'm just indoors and that. So I finished up my studies and that. So I'm basically now a full adult. I'm 20. I'll turn 21 this year and that. Going to the workforce this year, hopefully in that. And I don't know, but let's talk about the elephant in the room now. I mentioned that earlier on in another update video now, I actually mentioned that since I'll be moving in with my girlfriend later on this year and this year and that, I want to be able to make videos and stuff like that. But now there's some bad and good news with it. The bad news is that obviously you guys know me and my girlfriend, we decided to break up in that. I think it's mostly because we were probably just stressed out and stuff like that. And I don't really see other people and stuff like that, and, like other friends, because my parents say I keep hanging out with her more than my other friends and that. And obviously my friends also barely hang out with each other and that because they're always busy with work and stuff like that. So basically, yeah. So we just ended up cutting the relationship. But the good news is, since I'm no longer dating her and that, I get to continue on YouTube and that. So yeah. So even though the relationship has ended, Retro 80s Man will still continue because I'll still be recording and stuff like that in this room. So this year I'm actually planning on doing something different than that. So let me just show you where exactly oh god. Okay. So this is the computer screen in that. Now I don't know if I can move this back in that, but it's actually this is the part of the wall that I'm part of on this window in it. And what I'm planning on doing is if you see back there, drawers are. I'm planning on I'm actually planning on placing it over there in that. I think it's because that's what I'm planning to be doing this year in that. So the camera, I might not get a good example in that. So this is it. So instead of having the computer here and that, I'm gonna have it somewhere over there and that, because I think one of them is because if you guys can't see over there, well, if you guys didn't notice, I got myself a new TV in that. So which is good and all, but then I realized I was thinking about doing that and that, but then I realized but the main reason. But I used to play games for the TV and that. I used to have put another computer desk over there where the other TV is in that, and had a USB keyboard in that. But now since I got the TV in that, I don't really what was that? No. I don't really have any use for it. So I'm planning on what this year I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on moving the computer desk over there and that. Obviously this is going to be a pain, so I won't be able to deal with that later, but I am planning on moving it in that. But I probably won't do it because obviously I've got internet Wi-Fi cables in there and that. I'll probably have to show you guys how exactly this Wi-Fi setup works in that. Share up. Yeah, and stuff basically. Yeah, so I might just remove everything else and test it out and see if it does work in that. And obviously okay, so I think the last time I just do this, I've got two computers in there. This is my main PC in it. And this is the old computer that I used to record the earliest videos in that. Well, the earliest videos are on the laptop that doesn't exist anymore in that. So that's basically what I was planning on doing in that. But what I wanted to do was first of all, I wanted to get another desk in that because okay, I'm not gonna pull out the camera net. The disc, I'm planning on like getting like a disc in that, which have like two dual monitors in it. But when I was like getting that new computer in it, I thought you could slide it in there. It does fit, but for some reason you can't use since the USB top. Instead, like on my old computer in that, the USB ports are at like at the bottom in that, on the front. But now it's on top of it. So if I put I can put the computer gaming PC in there. But the only problem is I wouldn't be able to use the USB points in that. So yeah, so that's probably the main reason why I basically just put it on a bit. That's why I want to get a new disc in that. So that's probably what I'm gonna do in that. But let's just before we go in the next year in that, I'm gonna like talk about like my favorite stuff for that. So obviously you guys know that in 2020, basically, this is my favorite game in that. So usually when I like do like my favorite game in that, it's usually like indie games in that, which like run because of like my the limitations I have with the power PC, with my like getting my computer could to run these things in that, so I had to like do like small indie games in that. Like last year was Iron Fury? Yeah, Iron Fury last year, and then the year after was Dusk, and those are the ones that only ran on my computer. But this year is different than that, because obviously you guys know I actually upgraded my PC and that to a proper gaming PC, but I also got myself an Xbox One finally. Well, it's actually me and my girlfriend's we actually both split it up in that, but since we've broken up, she decided, because since her brother has it, I decided to like buy it off her net. So yeah, so a lot has changed. Obviously, if you guys see my reason why I play retro like old games in it, because I couldn't run in them. I couldn't have the latest console in it, but now since I got a new gaming PC, I can. And obviously, you probably know what game. It's Doom Eternal. Of course, that's going to be my game of the year. It's a Doom game in it. So, hopefully with the gaming PC now, I'll be able to play even more. Well, it depends on like the budget and the time in that, because I haven't finished Doom Eternal yet. It's probably because like I'm stuck on some guy who's like a laser axe and I can't get past him yet. So, hopefully I do get to finish it in that, and I might like do like a let's play. I'm planning on doing a let's play on it in the future in that. So, yeah. And stuff like that. But I've also been playing like a few games. I think other games I'm playing the Chex Quest game and that. I played a bit of Cyberpunk. Yeah, I think it was like the one I played on a friend's PS4 and that. God, it was buggy as hell. Also played that SpongeBob remake as well. I was a better Pokemon. I played a bit of that. I haven't finished it yet. And I played those are the games I've played from this year and that. But for movies, obviously you guys not. But I did manage to get one movie in that. Actually, I've only seen like 2 movies in that. Well, both of them my girlfriend in that. And I think I already did a review in it. It's Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, that's the only. There's also that, and it was also like another movie I watched in that from like 2020. But those are the only 2 movies I watched this year, because obviously the world's going to shit at the moment. I'm surprised that we haven't been nuked or something like that. That might happen later this year. I don't know, but the whole COVID case thing it's probably. Well, obviously, you guys know. If you guys know, New Zealand is perfectly fine in that. If it wasn't for my Prime Minister in that, we'll probably still be locked down, or probably be dead, even from suicide or obviously the COVID virus in that. So, yeah, basically that. But since we're not like America in that and have like billions of cases, millions of cases in that, we like did lockdown. We did it for like I'm guessing 4 or 3 months. I'm trying to remember how long it was, but we went 4 months in that. No cases. Obviously, we had a second lockdown, which only lasted like a week or so, and then we had like 0 cases. I think no, we got a few cases in that, but it's not as much as before. I think the highest one was like around 2,000 in total active cases that we had. I don't know if we have any. I mean, like I remember it was like 2 more cases, but that was like I think it was like a month ago actually. So and it usually takes us 2 weeks in that. So I think we're completely clear in that. But unlike other countries in that, I think I'm kind of proud to be a New Zealander, but obviously I got like other friends from other countries and that, because I'm like online and stuff like that, so they'll probably have like less stressed out. It's going to be like more hectic than my country in there, which now we're being locked down at. So that's basically what I did. And for albums, I don't really listen to anything 2020. I know Ozzy Osbourne had his new album this year and that. I only listened to a few songs, especially that one with Alan John. Yeah, I only heard a few songs. I haven't listened to the whole album in that. So yeah, I haven't listened to any albums this year in that. Well, not this year, but like 2020 in that. So yeah, besides my favorite game and favorite movie of 2020, that's about it probably in that. So now let's go back to my plans in that. Obviously I talked about the disc in that, but what I'm planning on doing, and since I did plan on, like, I only did it like a few times in it, but I think it's probably because either my crappy internet or my computer. But hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's the computer part because like I think my internet's going like a bit up and down. But I'll probably explain later in another video in that about my Wi-Fi. But yeah, just basically. So I'm planning on doing like live streams in that. I think the next game I'm gonna stream now. It's like a game that came out in 2016, and it's a game that I've been playing a lot of. So that's the next game I'm gonna stream in that. But the good news is that my parents are going to be out camping for the week in that, so I've basically got the week of my own. So if the Wi-Fi is quite crap down here in my up here in my house in that, I'm going to go down to the house in that since I got. But you know what? I'm basically got my whole house to myself in it, except for my sister. But my sister she can like do some other stuff in that. So yeah, I got the house to myself in that. So I'm going to stream the game. I'm going to tell you what it is in that. Unless you've been watching me, seeing on Steam in that. So yeah, so 2020. So let's bring on 2021. Hopefully things are going to be different. It's probably going to be the same, but I'll be planning on doing stuff like, especially with like that. Since I'm no longer moving out, I got plans for the channel and that. Planning on upgrading the computer and that. I'm actually going to plan on like upgrading like the microphone and that. Cause I've been using this microphone for ages and stuff like that. I've also been thinking about like upgrading my hardware and that. Hopefully I can upgrade the RAM in it because actually the RAM actually does affect like streaming and stuff like that. So playing like upgrading a bunch of stuff in that. But I'm also like I actually didn't know if I could consider it because my friend I think some of my friends did that like with like their Xbox and that. And I'm planning on like live streaming on my Xbox and that, but I tried to do it before but connected to it, but it wouldn't work properly. So I might like ask Ben or because I'm on 5 we can like doing that. So hopefully I'll do more streams this year and that. So, yeah, that's probably about it in there. So, mind your ears, man. Let's bring on 2021.